It's the 1st of May and the working masses celebrate International Workers' Day. A very good evening. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Jitendra Gunasena. We have all the details of the May Day celebrations held across the island coming up on tonight's bulletin. First, a look at the headlines.
May Day rallies and parades held across the island, including in Colombo and Gatembe. The SLFP is more democratic now than ever before. A statement from the President. Constitutional change to be made through a people's referendum. Statement made at the UNP May Day rally.
This year's May Day in Sri Lanka has come under considerable controversy, so it is worth looking back to the origin of International Workers' Day, a day that aims to dignify the working class around the world.
Chicago, May 1st, 1886. A peaceful labor demonstration in Haymarket Square in support of an 8-hour working day ended in violence on the 4th. The demonstration drew some 1,500 Chicago workers. In protest at the killing of a worker on the 3rd of May, a bomb was thrown at police and gunfire ensued. At least 10 people died in the violence that day. The Haymarket affair is generally considered as the origin of the International May Day observances for workers. Sri Lanka first celebrated Labour Day in 1927 under the leadership of the leader of the Labour Party, A.E. Gunasinghe. As the mayor of Colombo, a member of parliament and a minister, Gunasinghe led the effort to rally a force to combat the oppression of British imperialism.
The SLFP-led UPFA May Day rally was held at the Gatembe grounds in Kandy today under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena.
The rally was organised under the theme Ekamitata Hariyatata, or together as one hand in the right direction. Supporters participating in the rally arrived at the grounds in 2 separate processions. One group led by Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva commenced their walk from Gannora, while a second group commenced their walk near Girls High School Kandy. The rally commenced with the blessings of multi-faith religious leaders. Subsequently, a minute silence was observed in remembrance of those who have laid down their lives to bring freedom to the motherland.
Some said there would be buses, but there won't be a crowd. Not only were buses packed with 80 or 90 people, in some areas people were left behind because there was no space. After we had the largest crowd in Galle, we wondered whether we would be able to bring people from the Hambantota district all the way here. But we have broken that record too, and we have brought the most number of people from the Hambantota district to this rally. Just as he stood with the working people in the past, our leader will stand with you in the future as well, carrying our blue flag, the flag of the SLFP in one hand and the red flag of the workers in the other hand. The SLFP will continue to stand to overcome the challenges faced by the working people, just as we have achieved victories for the working people in the past.
Kam karu janatawata jay weva, kam karu janatawata jay weva, Sri Lanka Nidas Pakshata jay weva, Sandhaneta jay weva.
Aje Garu Janadipati Maithripala Sirisena Mehtumange sapraptiya Shaktiye minisa yuktiye minisa Maithripala Sirisena Mehtumanta Sri Lanka Prajatantrika Samajwadi Janataji Garu Janadipati Maithripala
අපි ජාතික සංහිඳියාව සමගිය ශක්තිමත් කරමින් ඔබෙත් මගෙත් මාතෘ භූමිය ගොඩනගන්න.
We will strengthen national unity and reconciliation. We must come together unanimously to build our motherland. In order to correct the journey of this government, in order to remove mistakes in this government, in order to respond to the corruption and fraud of some individuals in this government, this historic grand rally of the working people has given a very clear sign and an answer. I have democratized the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. I have democratized the Central Committee of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. I ask those who are in the Central Committee, when I was the General Secretary of the party, could you hear any other voices or issues apart from what was in the agenda? Today, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party is open. The Central Committee and the National Executive Committee have brought about centralized democracy. You can criticize. You can move forward. I have not come to this position to prepare a seat for someone from my own family. The youth front of the party is active today. There are no princes in the SLFP youth front today, and our beloved youth are able to step forward fearlessly to strengthen the youth front. The party's women's organization is functioning independently. There are no problems because there are no first ladies there anymore. How will this defeated party form a government in the future? In order to make this defeated party victorious, we must introduce a clean political movement. We must cast aside corruption, fraud, waste and nepotism and move forward as a truly nationalist social democrat party. There must be openness to ensure that all people are allowed to work freely. I have introduced this to the party.
සමාජ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී පක්ෂයක් විදිහට ඉස්සරහට යන්න ඕන. සියලු දෙනාටම නිදහසේ කටයුතු කරන්නයි විවෘතභාවයේ තියෙන්නේ.
To watch President Maithripala Sirisena's complete speech at the SLFP May Day rally in Kandy, watch the complete speech on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. on Sirasa TV.
The UNP's May Day rally was held at Campbell Park in Borala today under the theme A Winning Nation.
The UNP's May Day procession commenced near the Maradana railway station this afternoon. The procession reached Campbell Park via Armour Street, Panchikavatta, Maradana, Punchi Borella and Baseline Road. UNP leader Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe oversaw the procession. Floats signifying the journey of the UNP and the history of the party added colour to the procession.
අත්වල බැඳගෙන සිටින ආකාරය අපට දක්වන්න ලැබෙනවා. මෙවර ෂෙම් අද පස්වරු 4ට පමණ එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂයේ නායක අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය රනිල් මේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට පින් සිද්ධ වෙන්න ඇවිල්ලා දැන්
Over 7,000 people of the working class in the Hambantota district have come forward to give strength to our party leader, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The United National Party is getting its biggest strength today from none other than the Hambantota district, the birthplace of our former president, Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The UNP adopted 6 resolutions to be submitted to the government during the rally held at Campbell Park. Among these resolutions were a proposal to expedite the process of paying compensation to individuals who have suffered from political victimization over the past 20 years, generating 1 million jobs for graduates and educated young men and women, and making 13 years of secondary education compulsory in order to bring forth a productive education system. The UNP also adopted several resolutions aimed at promoting gender equality, including providing women with professional training, establishing daycare centres across the country, and giving women greater opportunity for participation in politics. Also included in the 6 resolutions were ensuring that every individual is able to own a home, ensuring that every citizen receives a living wage, and a resolution on the appreciation of the working people for the work carried out by the government to bring about a peaceful, democratic and free nation.
This country needs a new constitution. We will be committed to make the dream of a new constitution that is suitable to the modern world, that is adopted by all the people of this country through a people's referendum, a reality. There are 99 oil tanks in Trincomalee which were built during the Second World War. They rusted away for 70 to 80 years. When J.R. Jayawardena wished to give the oil tanks to America in the past, the same lot shouted, saying, "Do not give it to America, give it to India." So our President and Prime Minister observed this. They observed the development in the area and realized that rather than just leaving 99 oil tanks to waste away, we will have a company registered in Sri Lanka which will operate this on a 20-year lease. Now that lot are saying, "Do not give it to India." So who are we to give it to? North Korea? Everywhere I go, people today are asking me, "Sir, what is being done about the murders committed by the Rajapaksas? Sir, what happened to all the theft you said they committed?" I am ashamed too. 2 years have lapsed. I say to the Prime Minister now, as I said to the President very clearly the day before yesterday, make the right decisions. We must uncover every single murder and every single act of theft committed by the Rajapaksas. Lasantha Wickrematunge, who stood by the people, who wrote in favour of the UNP, was murdered by Mahinda. I said very clearly then that I would leave the government. Within 2 minutes I received a call to Parliament from Mahinda Rajapaksa, who said, "Rajitha, don't take any hasty decisions," and that he too was inquiring into Lasantha's killing. That is how he calmed me. They are saying that Lasantha's killer is Colonel Buratwala. I showed the letter which has been addressed to transfer him overseas. Who had signed it? Gotabaya Rajapaksa. It was none other than Gotabaya Rajapaksa. They were the ones who attacked Upali Tennakon, the editor of Rivera. They were the ones who attacked Keith Noyer. They tried to transfer all the people who committed these acts overseas. Who abducted Eknaligoda? Who attacked Keith Noyer? Who attacked Upali Tennakon? My brothers, we will line them all up in front of the courts. You can come and take photographs of that. While looking at this crowd, I say we are prepared for any election and for any challenge. Thanks to Mahinda Rajapaksa, we are 9.6 trillion rupees in debt. When the next election comes in 2020, we have to repay foreign loans amounting to $1.5 billion. We have agreed to implement several projects with Japan. A new port is to be built north of Colombo. There will be a light rail transit system. The economy of the city of Kandy will be strengthened. They have also agreed to new projects to develop Trincomalee. They have also agreed to assist in the digitization of terrestrial television. They will invest in an LNG power project in Kerawalapitia, for which work will commence this year. Japan and India have also agreed to a joint venture for a floating LNG terminal. The oil that India needs will be stored in Trincomalee. As India continues to develop over the next 50 years, their demand for oil will increase. There are no facilities to store this oil. When we store it in Sri Lanka and sell it to India, we will receive the storage fees and a profit too. If there are problems, we are ready to talk about it. But if they are attempting to stop our journey, do not assume that we will simply remain seated. The United National Front is prepared to step forward and protect this. The May Day celebrations of the People's Liberation Front, or the JVP, commenced from the SDS Jayasinghe ground in Dehiwala with a colourful parade.
The parade was flagged off by JVP leader Anurukumara Disanayake and saw the participation of the JVP district councils, electorate councils, trade unions and other affiliated organizations. Representatives from Cuba, India and other countries were also present. parade moved to Zoo Road, Sri Sarnankara Road and then arrived in Pamankada. A large number of floats added colour to the red rally. From Pamankada, the parade moved to High Level Road and reached the BRC grounds. The JVP May Day rally themed People's Power for Economic Development, Social Justice and National Unity commenced thereafter. The people from Ratupaswala were oppressed. Did Mahinda Rajapaksa and Gotabaya Rajapaksa achieve victory? Both Mahinda Rajapaksa and Gotabaya Rajapaksa planned to loot the EPF and the ETF. Back then, our comrades in the Intercompany Employees Union launched a massive struggle. Mahinda and Gotabaya gave the order to open fire in Katunayaka and Comrade Roshan Ruchanaka paid for it with his life. Did Mahinda win? Did Gotabaya win? They lost. Across the world, all leaders who used oppressive force against struggles for justice were defeated. That is the truth. They opened fire at the fishermen in Chilav. Comrade Anthony was killed. Did Mahinda win? Did Gotabaya win? They did not.
The May Day celebrations of the Tamil National Alliance took place in Akkarepattu under the auspices of opposition leader R. Sambandhan.
The parade commenced from near the Akkarepattu Pillayar Kovil and proceeded towards the Alayadi Wembu Dharmasangari grounds.
We request the merger of the North and East because the majority of us live in those areas. If the Tamil-speaking communities are together, they can stand against any injustice. We can achieve change. After power is devolved, we can move forward with strength. We will not oppose anyone. We will show compassion towards all those who live in the North and East. We want to live in peace.
The joint rally organised by the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna got underway today under the auspices of former President Parliamentarian Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The rally was organised under the theme The Struggle to Protect the Farmland, the Workplace and the Motherland. The parade commenced in Slave Island. The procession proceeded to Mele Street and headed to the Golface Green via the Golface roundabout. Our cameras captured this footage as the procession was passing the Presidential Secretariat.
Sri Lanka atno harakimu api berakabit bersama teratak ekama era tai ape patuma bersama teratak ekama era tai
merata nidas කරගෙන අද එයාලට පිලුම් ගහන්න පුළුවන් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
Do not forget that they are able to play around today because this country was given freedom. Now they are talking about Hanuman's bridge. When the Prime Minister was asked about this in Parliament, he said there would be no such thing. He joked about it and evaded giving an answer. That is the situation today. But the Indian Highways Minister says they discussed it at length and that they discussed it recently too. He has said that it was discussed when he went to India. Who are they doing this for? Let alone 99 years, this government has no right to sell the lands which belong to the people of this country and the land that belongs to the future generations of this country for 1,000,000 years to come.
අනුන්ට විකුලන්න කිසිම අයිතියක් මේ ආණ්ඩුවට නැහැ.
Newsfirst has received reports that 2 persons who attended the May Day rally at the Golf Face Green have died. This was confirmed to Newsfirst by the director of the Colombo National Hospital.
Several other May Day rallies took place in Colombo and Kurunegala.
The May Day rally of the Jatika Helurumea took place near the E8 Gunasinga Memorial. Life insurance policies were granted to labourers and pavement vendors employed in Peta and Fort.
The pavement vendors in Colombo were often called crows. What is our objective? The people who are branded as crows must be elevated to the level of the eagles. We call on all of you to join with us on this journey.
The May Day celebrations of the National Unity Alliance were presided over by its leader Asad Saleh in Colombo. Several ministers were also in attendance.
In these 2 years, if the issues were investigated and arrests were made, Mahinda Rajapaksa wouldn't have been able to go to Golf Face. However, it appears that the government has an accord with Mahinda Rajapaksa. That is why the family of Mahinda Rajapaksa has gone to Golf Face and are seated in the front row. All of them have cases against them, but they are not enforced by a court of law. If we are to bring about something good for the nation and better welfare for the people, we must all fight against injustice, fraud and corruption.
The Workers' Day celebration of the National People's Party took place in Kurunegala. Handbills were distributed in the Kurunegala town prior to the meeting.
Everyone is aware that a premeditated massive fraud took place where the benefits suffered a massive blow. We have a responsibility to carry our voice so that the perpetrators will not be given the opportunity to roam free. We will do that. They are using the funds to take over the media industry. They are launching distilleries in Batikalo. We must raise the question, why is there no regulation being passed to reclaim the losses caused to the EPF?
The Sri Lanka Janaraja Health Services Association celebrated May Day in Colombo. MP Vasudeva Nanakara was among those who graced the event.
Today marks the 24th death anniversary of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa. Earlier today, a memorial ceremony was held beside the Premadasa statue in Hulsdorf, Colombo 12.
The memorial got underway with the participation of President Maithripala Sirisena. Family members including Hema Premadasa and Minister Sajith Premadasa were also in attendance. Floral tributes were laid at the statue of the late R. Premadasa. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, ministers and MPs were also in attendance.
He was a rare breed among politicians in this country. He was also a public servant who loved the people and was loved by the people in return. He had a vision. He was successful in every task.
The steering committee of the Constitutional Council is preparing an interim report. We hope that it will be done in the next 2 months. We need to discuss many things. We also hope to reach a consensus following a dialogue with the Mahasangha, the other religious leaders and representatives of the civil society. During this memorial for the late Ranasinghe Premadasa, we hope to make his vision of national unity and reconciliation a reality in Parliament. Political envy and hypocritical actions resulted in the suspension of the housing program in the past. We have revived this program with the guidance of the President and the Prime Minister. Following the general elections, we have declared open 26 Udagammana villages and a staggering 380 villages are already under construction. When the 200 garment factories project was launched, my father was criticized. They said it has to be stopped. When my father attempted to launch it, they marched from Kataragama to Colombo. It didn't end there. So-called patriots visited Geneva back then with suitcases. They made human rights allegations and said, "Don't fund Sri Lanka." They stopped investors from coming here. So-called patriots sabotaged the Premadasa era program that provided employment to people at the grassroots level. Similarly, when the Prime Minister has initiated the launch of the Hambantota and Trincomalee trade zones, there are those who act to sabotage these endeavours.
Individuals who suffered as a result of political victimization were provided with relief at the event. In addition, 1,710 people were presented land deeds. Concessionary housing loans were presented to 200 others. Ranasinghe Premadasa, who entered politics under the Ceylon Labour Party and was elected to the Colombo Municipal Council, was elevated to the post of Deputy Mayor within a few days of the election. In 1965, Premadasa was elected to Parliament. He held the positions of Minister of Local Government, followed by Prime Minister, and climbed the ladder to become the second Executive President of Sri Lanka. Introducing a revolutionary concept to housing in the country, he launched the Gamudava program and also introduced the Janasavya and many other social empowerment schemes. He was also the pioneer in providing free school uniforms for children and undertook programs to develop industries in Sri Lanka. Ranasinghe Premadasa, who rendered an immeasurable service to the nation, was assassinated during a May Day rally in 1993.
We leave you tonight with images of May Day rallies from around the world.
Well, that's all for tonight. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Jitendra Gunasena.
And I'm Shayan Silva. Take care and good night.